in Class A. Zach Stalder, unbeaten junior for Omaha Burke, will meet Mike Scheck, 29-6 junior for Bellevue East. In Class B, Chris Bohr of Albion, 32-1 senior, meets Aaron Collingham, 32-1 senior for Aurora. In Class C, Kenny Kadavy of David City Aquinas at 23-2, a senior, meets Jason Hunt, 24-5, a senior from, or that should be Jason Hurt, 24-5 senior from Centura. And in Class D, Rick Hasenpflug, 35-1, a junior from Creighton, meets Kurt Bohaboj of Howells, 35-0, a junior from, again, from Howells. And that will get these matches underway. Again, a 1 versus 2 in Class D. Rick Hasenpflug of Creighton meeting Kurt Bohaboj of Howells. And he is undefeated, so that is an outstanding match in D. You've got 1 against 2 in Class B. Collingham meeting Bohr. And 1 against 3 in A in Stalder facing Scheck. So, again, pretty tough field here at 152 pounds. In Class D, we'll take a quick look at that. Again, Rick Hasenpflug, who was a state runner-up last year at 151, is 35-1. He's a junior. Again, Bohaboj of Howells got here 5-2, 15-5, and 7-5 overtime. She had a tough one in the semifinals against Cody Hill of Arapahoe, who is unbeaten. So he beat an unbeaten wrestler to get here.
Right, they went into overtime in that match, too. It was a good match.
And Bohaboj, 3rd last year, 5th as a freshman. And, of course, he's been overshadowed a lot by Brad Vering, his teammate, who's heading to Nebraska on a wrestling scholarship. And he's a darn good wrestler in his own right.
Fortunately, he's just a junior. His time will come. So he'll have his time in the spotlight next year after Brad Vering leaves and comes down here to be a Husker. But over in Class A, another one to keep an eye on, Zach Stalder. He is a takedown machine, sitting right now with 302 takedowns in 1 season.
Wow.
That's a Class A record, an all-class record, as a matter of fact. He came in with 275 in just 3 matches. He got 27.
And is the defending state champion. Actually, he won a state championship at 142 last year. He's come up to 152. And unbeaten as a junior. Mike Scheck, no slouch, 29-6. Has not medaled at the state tournament before. He's a junior as well.
Chris Blair's closest match this year so far, it was a 6-3 win over a wrestler from Atlantic, Iowa. So no one in Nebraska has been any closer than 6-3 to him. Looking back over, we've been neglecting Class B a little bit. We got Chris Bohr against Aaron Collingham. 2 wrestlers, 32-1, both the same record, both beaten each other 1 time. That's their 1 loss.
Yeah, of course, Bohr had a tough time of it last year, losing at 160 pounds. He was the state runner-up in Class C. Collingham also 2nd place last year at 151. In B, Bohr right now trying to get the takedown. Of course, Chris's brother Doug is a 3-time state champion from Albion, so a lot of history there. Their dad Gail, who I wrestled with, also is an outstanding wrestler. So Chris trying to get a state title, but he has his handful against Collingham, who's ranked number 1 coming in, Bohr number 2. But you know, that's a toss-up between those 2. And now in D, we have a very tight match there, 2-1. Bohaboj of Howells leading Hasenpflug.
Bohr got out to a quick takedown in B, but it looks like Collingham's going to get the reversal. He does just as time runs out, but Bohr gets a quick escape, so he'll take a 3-2 lead into the 2nd period as time runs out here in the 1st.
And it appeared that Collingham hurt his knee, and they'll have to take some time out. So Collingham kind of jammed his knee a little bit. It's 1-0 in Class A with Zach Stalder leading.
No, he's actually trailing.
Right, you're correct. Mike Scheck leading at 1-0.
One thing about Stalder, though, he'll continue to press the pace with those takedowns, and eventually he just starts to wear his opponents down, and he'll start catching them. And we've got a near fall situation in Class D. Kurt Bohaboj. He's going to get the fall. He's got that tight. He's got a lot of time left here in the 2nd period. There it is. Kurt Bohaboj, the junior from Howells, extends his win streak to 36-0.
And to beat a guy like Hasenpflug, that's quite a just outstanding job. So Bohaboj of Howells, a state champion.
As a matter of fact, he's the only person that's beat Hasenpflug. He beat Hasenpflug last week in the districts and beat him again here today. Pinned him both times. Still have an injury timeout in Class B. Score still 3-2 in favor of Chris Bohr. 2 seconds to go at the end of this first period. Kenny Kadavy leading 1-0 in Class C. 20 seconds left to go in that match. Trying to become David City Aquinas' third state champion of the day. They're 2 for 2 so far. I'm sure he doesn't want to be the one left out.
In Class A, it's a 3-1 lead right now for Zach Stalder over Mike Scheck of Bellevue East. So Stalder with that 3-1 lead with 31 seconds to go in the second period there. Now it's 3-2 as Scheck got an escape. So it continues tight, and Scheck almost shot in. You were saying how Stalder was an outstanding takedown artist, and Scheck has been holding his own there.
Well, the one thing about it, if you're going to beat a wrestler like that, you got to stay on the attack. Stalder's going to score a lot of points, and he can't score if you keep him on the defense. So Scheck's got to keep his offense going, and we're just starting the third period now. Kenny Kadavy on top, 1-0 over Jason Hurt of Centura.
In Class B, Chris Bohr of Albion leading 4-2 over Aaron Collingham of Aurora. And again in D, we had a pin there. Kurt Bohaboj of Howells pinned to Rick Hasenpflug of Creighton to win the state title.
Nice double leg shot by Aaron Collingham, just a little bit too far out of bounds. Aaron Collingham is just an outstanding athlete. 3 years, over 1,000 yards as a running back for Aurora's football team, and this year rushed for over 2,000 yards. They were the Class B runner-up in football as well. And then there's a takedown for Collingham, getting himself in a little bit of trouble, getting a little high on Bohr.
So it's tied at 4-4 in Class B. Meanwhile, in Class A, an escape scored by Zach Stalder of Omaha Burke to go up 4-2 over Mike Scheck of Bellevue East. And in Class C, it's a 1-0 lead for Kenny Kadavy of David City Aquinas over Jason Hurd of Centura.
A minute to go in Class C, exactly 1 minute. Kenny Kadavy still holding on to that 1-0 lead.
Kadavy placed third as a freshman, and then as a sophomore, but did not place last year. But he was ranked number 1 coming in, and right now hanging on to a 1-0 lead. That's just been a real defensive match. Meanwhile, in Class B, it's still tied at 4-4, and in Class A, it's a 4-2 lead for Zach Stalder of Omaha Burke over Mike Scheck of Bellevue East.
There's an escape for Chris Bohr of Albion. It gives him a 5-4 lead. Another example, what we keep talking about, scoring at the end of the period. There was only 10 seconds left. Collingham would have been to his advantage if he would have been able to ride him out.
That's in the second period, so they have a whole nother period to go. Meanwhile, they only have 46 seconds to go in Class A in the third period, with a 6-3 lead now for Zach Stalder. And in Class C, 33 seconds to go in the third period.
And there's an escape to tie it up.
1-1, what a
29
job.
seconds to go, 1-1 in Class C. Kenny Kadavy and Jason Hurt of Centura. Jason Hurt, unranked coming into this tournament, had a tough road to get here. Won 4-2, 4-3, 8-5 over Matt Kaiser of Arlington, the number 2 ranked wrestler.
Sometimes you get that mentality, and pretty soon you feel like you can't lose, and I think that's the case of Jason Hurt right now. Just feels very confident, and we're tied 1-1 with 28 seconds to go in that Class C match.
The atmosphere in the Bob Devaney Sports Center can do some amazing things to the performance of some of these athletes. Some wrestlers rise to the occasion, other ones fold.
And right now, a warning for stalling against Kadavy of David City Aquinas. No, it was the other way around. Excuse me, Jason Hurt that had the warning.
Here's a potential reverse for Aaron Collingham in B. He's trailing 5-4 right now. He's got to work up. There's the reversal. He takes the lead now, 6-5. Every match that these guys have had has just been a barn burner.
In Class A, we have a champion. Zach Stalder of Omaha Burke wins the state title over Mike Scheck of Bellevue East 10-4. So state champion there. It is 6-5 now for Aaron Collingham leading Chris Bohr in Class B.
The first meeting between Bohr and Collingham this year was 4-3 in favor of Bohr. The last one was last week at districts. Collingham won that one 8-6. We're in overtime now on Class C between Kenny Kadavy and Jason Hurt. 1-1 in that match. 2 escapes was all that was scored.
That was the lowest scoring match of the day, that's for sure. Boy, shooting in there is Jason Hurt. Kadavy trying to hold him off. And
Jason Hurt doing a good job.
Oh, nice.
Keeping his hips underneath him. He can't sit down there and let Kadavy crank on his head like that.
Well, I tell you, both those guys are great counter wrestlers.
I can't stress enough how much wrestlers can't sit down on their knees like that in that position. You cannot score from your knees.
We have 48 seconds to go, third period now in Class B, and it's Aaron Collingham leading Chris Bohr 6-5.
We've got an injury timeout over in the overtime match on Class C.
Coach for Chris Bohr of Albion is Dale Bungie, a former state champion from Plainview, has done an outstanding job at Albion. They won the Class C state championship last year. We're in the hunt here in B for quite a while.
Yep. And Aurora's coach as well, an impressive record. They won the state title in '91. He's a former All-American from the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Bohr trying to get an escape to tie it up. He's still battling. 34 seconds to go in that match, and Bohr trails it by 1.
Didn't get the escape. Bohr felt he had the escape. Still 31 seconds. Plenty of time to get an escape. The way these two guys are scrambling, there could be a lot happening in this 31 seconds.
As you said, they've split during the regular season. It's about as close as you can get.
Two real evenly matched athletes here.
Bohr now, really a good job by Collingham breaking Bohr down, getting down on the mat and eat up the time, and that's what he's doing right now.
Dale Bungie, like you said, the coach of Albion told me today he was in his 13th year. This group of kids he's had since they were kindergartners.
Bohr trying to get out of there. Well,
whoa. Little extracurricular activity out of bounds.
10 seconds to go. Boy, you're going to see so now it looks like Collingham is a little out of breath. We got C going again, overtime match there, tied 1-1. Boy, two just outstanding matches. I'll tell you what, I'll watch C, you watch B.
All right.
And we'll see what we got here. And
Bohr up to his
55
feet.
seconds to go.
Collingham drives him out of bounds again. There's a stalling call against Collingham. It's just his first warning. It's not. I don't think it's going to be enough to make a difference. They hit pretty hard out of bounds. Collingham taking an injury timeout. They did hit off the mat over there. Still 1-1 in Class C between these two in overtime.
30 seconds to go in the overtime. Still tied at 1-1 between Kenny Kadavy of David City Aquinas, Jason Hurt of Centura. Kadavy coming in ranked number 1, 23-2 senior. Jason Hurt 24-5, a senior. And again, if they're still tied, then they'll go to the second time,
the double overtime.
Which is a 30-second period.
The unfortunate thing about that, a lot of times it comes down to the flip of a coin.
Right. And I think that's what's going to happen as we'll go to the double overtime. And
now
this is a situation where one wrestler will be on top, one on the bottom. If the wrestler on top rides him out, he wins. If the wrestler on the bottom gets away, then he wins. It's that simple.
That's right. Like I said, it comes down to a coin flip. Although Kenny Kadavy.
There we go. 2 seconds, one, and Collingham's going to win it 6-5. Aaron Collingham, a 6-5 win over Chris Bohr of Albion. An extremely tough match.
He's a 3-time medalist, and he finally gets his first state championship.
And Chris Bohr has to settle for 2 state runner-ups, but boy, I tell you what, nothing to be ashamed of. He's had an outstanding career for the Albion Cardinals. So we have just the double overtime left now at 152 pounds.
I didn't actually see who won the toss, but Kenny Kadavy is going down. Jason Hurt going to have to try to ride him out for this 30 seconds.
These are 2 seniors. They'll remember this for a long time. What a way to end your career. Kadavy gets his feet.
And there it is. There's an escape for Kenny Kadavy of David City Aquinas. They go 3 for 3 in the finals.
What a job by Aquinas. And a tough loss for Hurt, but nothing to be ashamed of against an outstanding wrestler like Kadavy.
Tony Horacek, the coach out at David City Aquinas, just in his second year out there, but he's doing a fine job. And as you see that today by 3 finalists, 3 champions.
Well, we've made it through 152 pounds now, and there's some more wrestling action yet to come. We have the team titleists already been crowned. Again, in Class A was Millard North. In Class B, Omaha Gross. In Class C, Takema Herman. In Class D, Rushville. Those are your state champions for 1996. Most of that pretty much decided going into the finals. We haven't had a real tight team race in some years.
No, we really haven't. And like I said, what usually happens is the team titles are decided in those consolation rounds.
Okay, let's take a look at the results now at 152 pounds in Class A. Zach Stalder, undefeated champion from Omaha. Burke wins it 10-4 over Mike Scheck of Bellevue East. In Class B, Chris Bohr of Albion loses to Aaron Collingham of Aurora. Collingham wins it 6-5. In Class C, Kenny Kadavy of David City Aquinas wins in double overtime over Jason Hurt of Centura. And in Class D, Bohaboj of Howells wins by pin.